Hi, so this is my brand new Philips Airfryer XXL. The one I've got here is with the Smartsense technology, which I'm interested to see how it works. I've never used it before, I've never used any air fryer, so I'm jumping right down in the deep end here. Some features of this model: it's got a very handy rotating control which switches you through the menus. Switch it on, and to select something you just push it, so that's quite a nice, instead of all sorts of up down buttons and all things like that. I like that. Originally I was only going to get the basic model where you had no sensor technology, but I basically got this with a gift card, so I thought, what the hell, I'll get the full-blown one. But the extra Smartsense technology adds 30% to the price, but it's not insignificant for just that. But let's see how it goes. Why I bought the Philips model was after looking at countless models in all the electrical stores. All the other ones seemed a little bit flimsy somehow, and one of the major things was this model. There's a runner. So it's not an office desk drawer or something like that, you know, it's on a runner, which makes it super smooth to come out and go in. A lot of the other ones have sort of plasticky catches here to try and push the drawer out so you can get it out, but this one you don't need that. So that was the build quality of this thing is very impressive. Inside you've got your basket with a mesh bottom. You've probably seen it all online, so I won't go into that too much. And at the bottom of the tray there's a removable plastic starfish shape, which they call fat removal technology. This is a perfect example of a company turning a challenge into a selling point. The thing is, with this air fryer, all other air fryers, as far as I know anyway, have a fan inside above the basket, and they pump air down and around. I think without exception, as far as I know anyways. This one, the XXL models from Philips, actually do it the other way around. They suck air up. The fan's reversed, it sucks instead of blowing. I guess they found it gives better cooking results, yeah. But one of the issues with that is, instead of the other ones, when you push the air down, all the fat just collects in the bottom. With the Philips one, where the air is sucked up, I think they found, because this is quite a new, this patented technology, it's quite new. They found that with just the starfish shape, I don't know if you can see it at the bottom, with all the fat collecting and with suction, it was actually sucking the fat back up into the thing being cooked. So the end result was a lot of the fat got collected in the food, not in the tray. So their solution to that was to put in a mass type of thing, which basically, when the fat runs down, it goes under these wings and gets shielded from the blast, so it doesn't get sucked up as much. Fair enough. I mean, hopefully that's because the cooking technology is better. One thing I have to say I was a bit disappointed about was when I opened it up, unpacked it, got all the paperwork out and sat down to read the manual, and there isn't one. Not anything, no recipe book, nothing. There is an app, there's a link to an app on a sticker there, but well, that's better than nothing, I suppose. The only thing in the box that tells you anything about how the thing works is this piece of paper, which indicates to the Smartsense technology icons and tells you what they're for. French fries, frozen, not frozen, chicken drumsticks and fish. And it's not that much information, because it's the same stuff repeated in 6 languages, I think. So the only bit for me was this little bit here. It tells you basically what I just said. That's it. That's the only thing. So I thought that was a bit disappointing. They could have supplied a bit more information on how to work the thing. I mean, there was no explanation. I mean, obviously, power button is pretty universal. Temperature, time, but you know, selecting them probably takes you a few minutes to figure that one out. Or you're going to use the Smartsense technology. I'm going to cook today a half turkey breast, and I'm assuming that's going to be the same as the whole chicken. So I'm going to go with that whole chicken setting and see how I get on. But I'm a bit skeptical about this Smartsense technology, so for the first one I'm going to use an oven thermometer wired up to a little readout with a Bluetooth to my phone. The challenge there was to get the oven thermometer into the meat and out. So I figured out, actually, there is a path with a wire round the side of the handle. I'll show you better when I put the meat in, but there is a way of getting it in there, because I want to double check. The last thing I want is to end up with a turkey that's raw in the middle. So I'm going to get everything ready now. The idea is that first of all I'm going to do the turkey, take it out, cover it, insulate it well, let it sit there, and at the same time we're going to have to do a fast turnaround with the tray, because I want to do the roast potatoes in here as well. So that means I'm going to have to do a sort of quick and dirty wash of the parts, so I can do the roast potatoes. Picking blankets and the sage stuffing balls I'm going to do in a little mini grill, which you can't see, but it's a very efficient little mini grill with overnight under heating. So that should get me covered for the whole meal. So I'll show you more when I've got the turkey ready to go in the machine. More later. So now it's about time to put the meat in the air fryer. I've got the meat basket out, so you can see the end of the runner there that the drawer runs on, which is super smooth. All the other units I looked at, the drawer just sits basically flat on the bottom of the innards, sort of like old drawers in houses, you know, just running on the bottom, which seemed a bit nasty. Back to this fat removal technology. If you're looking at another type of air fryer, this is not a differentiating factor, because like I said, the only reason for that is because this air fryer sucks instead of blows, and I think most, if not all, other air fryers blow down on the meat, not up. So that is not a differentiator, but I would say the runner is definitely. You look at yourself at the other models; they're really sticky and just running on the bottom, sliding on, you know, lots of friction. Plus, they normally have really cheap plastic kind of triggers here on the handle to try and loosen the drawer to get it out. As this one, you don't need that. Just to show you, this is, I don't know what you call it, but it's like a half chicken breast sliced down the middle, half chicken not chicken, turkey. It's a half turkey breast, like I said, on the bone, sliced down the middle. That's what I'm going to stick in it. And I've put in the meat thermometer. I'd like to have used 2, there you can see it, it's there. I normally use 2 in the main oven, but I've made sure it's in the thickest part of the meat anyway, so hopefully that'll do. It'll be a double check of what's going on. And I made sure there's lots of, actually there is lots of space around the meat for good air circulation, because obviously that's what counts. So I'm going to stick it in. This turkey breast was pre-marinated, you know, by the supplier. So I haven't actually done anything to it, just defrosted it and let it rest on the bench for a few hours. Now I'm going to have to thread this sensor wire out. It does actually work to wind it round the handle. It's a bit fiddly though. As you can see. I'll leave it like that. That should go in. So stick it in. Got my sensor. This is a pretty basic model. It comes with a digital readout and it's Bluetooth connected to my phone. I don't know why in this super duper model they didn't include things like that. I mean, it wouldn't have, I mean, for the extra money, I have to say, 30% extra just for this so-called smart sensor technology. I don't know why they didn't include something like a Bluetooth app. And ideally you could download menus from the app to the machine so that it would be pre-programmed for whatever you stuck in. I mean, it's so obvious. Maybe that's going to be the next generation. But anyway, this time I'm going to double check the internal temperature with my good old meat thermometer. I'll do that afterwards. Anyway, switch it on. I can zoom in a little bit so you can actually see what's going on here. Let me see what I can do. I'll find the zoom control. Yeah, there it goes. You can just about see the controls there. Right, so you just, I'm going to pick whole turkey. That's the one on the end there. And to select something, you just press the button in the middle. Then it asks you obviously for the kilos up to 1.4 kilos. Mine's 1.2, so I'll put it down to 1.2. Now it's the machine. This is the Smartsense technology. The machine itself, blimey, the fans quite noisy, but I'm not used to these things. But anyway, the machine is working out now how it needs to cook it. I just hope my meat thermometer doesn't screw up the whole Smartsense process. Let's see what happens. I've never done this before, that's the first time. Okay, it's figured out 180 for 56 minutes. I honestly don't know now if I'm supposed to push a button or it just gets on with it. I really don't know, because there was nothing in the box to tell me. I'm assuming it's just going to get on with it now. I'll have to see. In the meantime, I can connect my thermometer up. So my thermometer, probably can't see it. My thermometer anyway is telling me it's at 9 degrees centigrade. So a long way to go obviously. I want to get it to minimum 68 degrees centigrade. Normally what I found with roasting turkey before is that even after you take it out, because of the equalization of heat, the internal temperature still keeps rising. So I'm going to shoot for an internal temperature of 65 and then take it out and cover it. I'd like to see how that goes. It looks like the time indicator on the machine is counting down, so I'm guessing it's getting on with it. So I'll just leave it like that and let's see how it goes. Just I'll give you a little midway update. It's 20 minutes now since I started. And the internal temperature is already at 34, so you can see that. Maybe not. 34 degrees centigrade. So we're halfway there after 20 minutes. So I might have to abort the program before it says it's finished. We'll see how things progress. Okay, we're 35 minutes in, and the thermometer's just warned me that it's getting pretty near the ready temperature. So you can see that. And now it's peeping, because I set it for 65, because I'm pretty sure it's going to go up 5 more degrees. It's going to go up 5 more degrees anyway afterwards because of the heat dissipation. So I'm basically, that's 36 minutes into the program. I'm going to abort it. I think you just press the button or open it. Now it's 66 degrees. Whoa! Well, anyway, the external. Oh, I can zoom back a bit. Pretty brown on the outside. Not too brown, I suppose. It seems to be catching on the leg. Looks like the leg whip, or is that wing, sort of lifted a little bit. I'm going to cover it now with the thermometer still in place and insulated well with oven pads. And I'm pretty sure it'll go up to over 70 degrees before it's done. Just sitting on the counter. I'll get back to you. Yeah, so I got the turkey out. Before I even got it on the bench and wrapped it up, it was already over 70 degrees. So actually, I'll have to fine tune it because I maybe need to take it out when the internal temperature is a bit lower to get the meat not overcooked in the centre. The tray came out not too dirty. I'm going to give that a quick clean because I'm going to do the potatoes next. We'll have to see how much fat there is in the fat collection system. There's pools of it. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, but if I try and zoom in. There is pools of fat in the bottom of the star shape, so I'll give that a quick clean now and then get ready for the roast potatoes. I'm way ahead of schedule actually. It went much faster than I thought. I think we can say the cooking time shouldn't be more than half an hour really, at least for turkey. So that was very interesting. The turkey that I took it out at 65 in core temperature, but it actually peaked at 78 when I had it on the bench and wrapped up. So in other words, I could have stopped earlier. I'd have to fine tune that, but obviously you don't want to get too high core temperature, otherwise the meat's overcooked. So I think having the thermometer was a good thing. I'd never have known otherwise. And I'm a bit skeptical about this so-called smart sensor technology. Anyway, I cleaned the parts and it went very well, except for, because everything's Teflon coated, except for this plastic fat separator technology, which actually everything stuck to it. so that was the worst thing to clean, to be honest. But anyway, now we're all ready for the roast potatoes, which I'm going to do manually because I want to flip them a bit halfway, and I really don't think the Smartsense stuff's really cutting it really. So I made, just to show you, this about 0.8 kilos of potatoes parboiled for 6 minutes, and then I coated them with 2 tablespoonfuls of oil with some seasoning. And look, there's plenty of space, they don't take up much room at all actually. So I'm going to follow a recipe I saw online where you cook them for 25 minutes at 190 degrees, but halfway through you toss them. So just to zoom in on the controls, switch it on again. So I'm not going to choose the Smartsense technology, I'm just going to choose a temperature, 190, that was easy, and a time, say, I don't even get 12 and a half, but okay, let's say 12 minutes, and let it rip. And after that 12 minutes I'll come back and toss them and give them another 12 minutes. So see you then. So timer's counting down the seconds now to halfway through. So that's interesting, it goes from counting minutes to counting seconds in the last minute. And then I'll just pull it out and turn them around and it'll say it looks. So let's see, I'll get the zoom back out so we can get the full picture. If you hear funny clicking noises, that's the little mini grill oven working on the pigs and blankets and stuffing balls. So let's see. Oh yeah, okay, they're looking pretty good. I'll just give them a quick turn. Feel crispy already actually, I can feel the crispiness when I touch the with the tweezer thing. And I think it was worthwhile turning them around a bit so they don't get unevenly cooked, because you can see there on the bottom they're more done. That's probably because the hot air is getting sucked up instead of pushed down. Okay, let's give it another 12 minutes. Oops, I really pressed the wrong button. Yeah, there. So 12 minutes more. So it's counting down to the last half cooking time. I just wanted to show you something. In the manual mode, if you ever want to check your food, you can just press the button in the middle and it pauses. You can have a look. Oh boy, they look pretty well done. And then you can start again just by pressing the button. But to be honest, I think they look so well done I'll just take them out. So again, that actually worked ahead of time. So I'm going to take them out now and just put them in the serving bowl and cover it up. They look really well done. I've got the potatoes again. They were 6 minutes earlier, so they only took like 20 minutes to make, at least in that quantity. And I think the manual function was much better because you can pause, check the food and restart the time. So all in all, you know, if it was like I said, I got this with a gift card, so what the hell, the extra cost for the Smartsense. But as far as I can see, the Smartsense technology is not really worth 30% extra price. However, this was the only machine in that colour scheme which fits in with my utility room better, so you know, there's always that. Anyway, thanks for watching.